Alright then. We all seem to be good. So, hello. I'm going to carry on with this because we got to the point where I can select things and potentially do stuff with it. So, with that in mind, let's see what we can do. So last time we got the unit selection working. I shall just fire this up and just demonstrate again. But we made a what do you call it? A box component that we then changed the area based on the position of the cursor. So we get as long as you're holding the left mouse button down, it draws a sort of a debug box, which will eventually change to some kind of more official looking UI sort of thing on the HUD rather than physically in the world, perhaps. Now it will do. It's a good visual representation of what we have. And then we made it so when you release the left mouse button, it performs a selection, or in our case, it just picks up all of the actors that encompass that are inside the box. So, in theory, as we go here, you can see we can draw a box. It's not perfect. It's clearly doing the trick, and if I release it, it hits the breakpoint because it's found several actors in the selection area. We got the deer, the gold, the wood. Excellent. And then we're finding the deer in the list, and well, we're finding anything that inherits from animal, just because it was easy to prove that it worked. So now we need to move on to firstly saving the selection. So that's not too hard to do. But we kind of want to make it so firstly so that you can only select units. Well, actually no, we'll get onto that later. We want to make it only select types of units that we can interact with. So, what we really want here is a RTS, sorry, game character. So now we know that we've got an RTS game character. Now it may or may not belong to us, but we'll figure that one out later. That's not hard to do, it's just not necessary to get this working. So we kind of want the only things we'll ever actually be using this selection for are characters for the moment. So we're going to come into the header file. And yeah, we're just make an array. So a T array, a RTS game character. So this is going to be selected units. All we're going to do selected units dot add cast a RTS game character a. So whoops. So now we have selected units. Pardon me. So this will technically select the deer. Obviously we don't particularly want, but oh, you know what? I can rule that out now, possibly. Let me do something useful. Where am I looking? Animal, and we want character. And probably resource. Where am I looking? E-resource type is in. I can't see it. I'm blind. There it is. Right. We want an enumeration, right? So what we want to do is have types of character. So we go into here. Oh, and this is going to be character type. It's going to be really simple. It's going to be worker, military, and animal for now. We might change this later. So now we've got the concept of that, and we can put this in here. So we want a character type called type. Actually, I'm going to be a bit more specific. This type is a bit more generic, I suppose. And in animal, in the constructor, we want to do stats character type animal. Okay, so now we can filter them out a bit easier. And it's a bit more explicit. I could do it in here and check that it doesn't isn't a subclass of animal, but that's not necessary. I'll move this into another method at some point. And then we're going to do this and go if character dot let me make a method for this. We probably want a public fourth inline. This is going to return e character type turn stats dot character type. That should do the trick. Now in here we can do .get type not equal to animal. There. So what we've done is inside the character we have a method that exists inside the header file, and all it does is return the character type from the struct that we define in here. Okay, so now we need so we've got a filtered list and we can select things. Right, so this is where the important bit comes into play. So I'm just going to reverse this, and I'll explain this in a second. So this is, of course, isn't what we're actually going to be doing. So we've got, in theory, let's say we've got characters selected. Okay, so when we right click with characters selected in any RTS, we want them to perform an action. Now, if we right click on something that we can kill, then what am I going for? Hang on, I need to do something else in a second. So if we right click on something we can kill and we have units selected, we basically want to force the AI that we of the controllers of the units that we have selected to target whatever we right click on. right? And if we have something, if we have workers selected and we right click on a resource, they target that resource and then they should automatically move over to it, gather the resources, spending, I'll make a timer so that they take resources every second or something until their carry weight's filled up or whatever. And then we make a and then they return to a supply drop off that when it gets given resources, it goes to the global supply and something like that. So we need to do that functionality in here. But there's an interesting corner case here. So if I do this, and then do okay. So what we've got is we know, let's say we have a bit of gold and we right click on it. It will return as is resource. So it's a resource and we can take the resources from it. However, if it is an animal, it could still be alive or it could be dead. And if it's alive, then we can't take resources from it because obviously it's it's still running around and all happy and whatnot for now. But if it's dead, we can then start to take resources from it. So in here we need to do get health greater than 0. This is where we would attack target. And if it's a resource, then we would have the resources. So let me take this out and this out. Okay. So we've got, so if they have any amount of health, then we fight them. Otherwise, if they were damageable, but they're also a type of resource, like a deer or something, then the only other case here is they're dead, and we can viably gather the resources from them. And now I need to implement all of that kind of stuff. So I need to make 2 new AI, maybe 3. Let me think. We're going to make a new AI controller. So the animals don't function in the same way yet. So let's go and do that. This is going to be our base AI controller. And we need to have it needs to have functionality of attacking and gathering resources. And in order for the resource gathering to actually function, we'll need to do some other stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. Hang on. I've missed an include in the controller. We want for declaration, and then we want the include. There we go. Okay. Unknown size. Oh, hang on. The pointer. It's my bad. There's an array of pointers rather than an array of instances. Wonderful. Right. I actually made a BRB screen, which I hope functions, because I will be right back. It's very hot in here and I need a loo, so I'll be back shortly. Cool. I hope that worked. I'll actually, I'll find out later. Worth a try anyway. Right. So in order for us to get any further at all, we need to implement a fairly straightforward AI. Is it not one of the base ones in here? No. AI controller. I'm just gonna call it base AI for now. Keep it simple. Oh, right. Cool. Right, reload all, stop debugging. Excellent. Okay, so this apparently doesn't do anything at all to start with. So we need quite a few things minimum to make this even do anything at the moment. There's a lot missing, so it's doing that thing again. Hang on. Yeah, whatever. Good grief. Doesn't always load the file properly. If you do anything whilst the Unreal Engine's still doing its thing, it kind of messes it up. Oh, right. Yeah. Click. Okay, so first of all, make a constructor. Okay, so we need some core concepts. So firstly, we want the attack target, which is a RTS character. Target. Oh, yeah, what am I doing? It's going to be a void, doesn't do anything. Create implementation. Probably close everything but that. Then we add forward declaration of this. And then we do include the game character. Then we want one called Oof. We have a resource, which is a resource. Cool. So we need a few things. We're going to need a timer. So we want an timer handle. Let's think about this. I'm just gonna call this action rate. Then we want to do a interesting. I don't think we need the tick method at all. So what I'm thinking here is, so we've got an AI and it inherently does nothing. All it needs to do initially is idle around and it just doesn't function. And then you select it and then you give it a command. And every time it gathers a resource, if it runs out of the resource, I can just loop over all of the resources, find the closest one that has resources available, and automatically gather from that. And the same premise when we kill a target, we find nearby targets, and then we try and attack those as well. I think that's all it would need to do. And then the character can have some code that detects when it takes damage, that makes it fight back, so that they don't just idle around and do nothing. So let's do a quick example here. So we're gonna want maybe the AI is gonna need to know what it's currently targeting. Both of these inherit from actor, so we're going to have target, and then I think we need an enumeration again. Oh, I can't remember this by heart. I'm not the best at remembering all that kind of stuff. Did I not put one in here at all? Oh, where did I put it? Character. Oh, it's a num class unit 8. Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's whatever. Alright. This is going to be action type. It's either going to be attack or gather. We'll probably have build. Move. Let's say something like, I mean, these aren't exactly necessary until we implement the code to use it, but it's nice to be a bit forward thinking. And then this can be current action. So this is what we need to do. So on attack target, we literally want to do actually we do need tick. Give me a sec. Let's just get an override of tick going as well. Okay, so target dot get health greater than 0. Current action equals E action type attack. Hang on, this is it's going to be target actor target actor equals target. So if they've got some health, then we attack them, we do this, and then we want to do a move to actor. Right. So we have this set up. So we can now actually attempt to actually make this happen. So when we right click, which is all the way down here, we do this, we can go a base AI equals target found get control. Okay, hang on. If we want to see if it's a RTS character, okay. We're missing some parameter. Right. Now we can do just call it char, and then we want to cast. No, I can't. What am I doing? I'm going about this the wrong way. Hang on. Right. This isn't how it's supposed to work. We're using the interface. At this moment, we don't do this. So we need another method. It's going to be... this is going to be attack target. Interesting. Okay, we need the interface. So this is actually going to be damageable interface. And then we just create the declaration. It's really nice being able to do it one way or the other. We possibly, on the interface, we need access to the owner. So this is going to be virtual a actor just gonna do it like this for now. So we need a reference back to the actor that the interface belongs to. Which means we need to go into wherever it is. We need to go into building and character. This might be the wrong way to go about this. I've not worked with interfaces in the Unreal Engine like this before. But it will work. What I need is a location for the actor. Realistically. But so now we have access to the actor itself. And if I close that down. So from here, we can potentially attack the target. So we have if selected what did we call it? Unit selected. Selected units. Don't need the interface up anymore. So we have any. Then what we do is we loop around them. Okay. Selected units. Then we go a base AI controller equals seed get controller recast controller to a so this is where we've right clicked on them and we want to tell the AI to go and attack this target. So we literally do controller dot attack target. Target dot get self. And now all we should need to do is somewhere in here. We want something like, I think it's something like this. And this means that by default, they all use the A-base AI controller. Right. So just to tidy that all up. So we're going in. Oh, need to do this. Sorry, 1 second. I don't know why this is called resource. So we select some units. We right click on something that can be attacked, like the deer, for instance. And then we perform the attack target method. We iterate over all of the units that we have selected, and then we tell the AI controller for each of the units selected to attack the target. And then if the target still has health, we set our action to attack, target actors at the target, and then we move to actor. Okay, so we're going to change this to an actor. Because it doesn't need to be that specific. In fact, this can probably be the same. No, we're going to leave that for now. Actually, it would be best. Let me go back in the controller here. No, this isn't right. I need it to be. I think because the problem I'm having right now is that we can attack buildings which aren't like actual units. That won't be an RTS game character. So we need to pass around the damageable interface. So this is actually what the AI should be looking for here. Because then when we set this, it's going to be target.get self. And then whenever we perform the attack action, it will be so for instance, damage target, it will literally be I damageable interface, let's call it DI. And then we get the target actor. And we literally do di dot take damage, whatever. So this is in theory all we have to do. And in tech, we're just going to do like a distance check. So it'll be like if get actor location dot it's effector distance between us and target actor dot actor location less than 200 blah, and then we do a switch statement on current action. we do case attack, we do damage target, case gather, we do nothing. So we want to do super tech. Right, so in here we're doing every tick, we're checking if we're close enough to attack our target, i.e. we're within 200 units, our location versus theirs. And then we're doing a switch statement to determine what action to perform on that target. And it's as simple as that, really. So I could set that to 1, for instance. Right, let's see how broken this is to start with. I can't imagine much, though. Okay, let's see. Forward declaration and add include. So we're going from our controller to this controller, and it should be okay. Oh, what happened there? Oh, we need to create the declaration for that method. That's interesting. Okay. Something like that. And in theory, we should be able to select any old NPC, right click on another, and it should get all the way down into here. So we're just going to step it through and I'll explain what's happening. Let's go through here. Okay, so we've already got, this is a generic NPC character. I'm just going to remove it. So this NPC should... Yep, there we go. So it's set to our new base AI controller. And so we're going to drag one here, one here. We're going to put them quite far away, actually. And when we hit play, so I'm going to select this and release, and right click on that, and nothing's happening. So let's see what happens. So on the unit selection, so it gets added here. This unit's in it twice, but whatever. And it doesn't come into here. Okay, so the selection works. Right click does not. Okay, where do we get to? Okay, so it doesn't detect that it's damageable. Or a resource. Okay, because we're right clicking on the floor. That will be why. Right, so the collision's still a bit funky. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, because I had to make it do block all dynamic. Let me change it in here. Collision. I said I'd figure this out, and I probably ought to now because it's getting a bit questionable now. Let's see what we've got. Should be selected. Oh, look at that. Straight in. So we've got a damageable. Now we're going to go through here. So we've right clicked on a viable target. So if I continue, we have one selected unit. And then we're looping through the units. We get its controller, which is the base AI controller. And then we go to attack target. The target has should have health. And if I undo that, and then we're going to move to actor. This is going to be really cool. And an exception is her fur. Cool, right. Read access. That's intriguing. Is this null? That'd be interesting. I can't imagine it would be, but is it not get owner? Let me stop this. Get character. Sorry, I think that's what that needs to be. Round 2. And I can unbreakpoint all of this because we know it works. And put it there. Hit play, select this. Oh, look at that. Off it goes. And it's doing damage. Wonderful. And now if I eject this and go onto here, look at that. I mean, it's taking damage every single tick, but it's killing it. And if I stop and hit play again, we're going to select both of these characters. Right click on the deer, pause, eject. So I can actually click on the damn thing. We can watch its health. Good grief, look at that. Okay. Now we have a building. I don't think I made the building stats exposed. No, it doesn't look like it. This deer is going to be massacred by now, surely. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do some simple things here. So in damage target, we're just going to do di.get health greater than 0. No point killing it. More if it's already dead. And then we want to close this, go onto the building, and all we want to do is make the building stats exposed so we can see what they see in real time. Yeah, it's got 1,000 health. Cool. And that is really awesome. So that means we've got the selection concept of selection working. It interprets what we're fighting and tries to kill it and everything. And then it moves to it, fights it. And yeah, so we could do this. Right click on the building, pause, eject, select, building stats, go. Intriguing. Has the building actually implemented the damage? Hang on. They may not be close enough. Let me just... So it's a little awkward because the distance check in here, it's from its central location. 200 is actually really close. So let's just be pretty generous and make it 500. Recompile. Let's just test this. Oh my god, hang on. Oh yeah, I hit the breakpoint. Cool, right. Well, at least that proved it's functioning. And there you go. You can see its health going down now. And it stops. So the building's died. Absolutely fantastic. And this is all just through interfaces. So I could add any class, regardless of what it actually is, attach this damageable interface to it, and be able to destroy it. So if I really wanted to, I could do it to like the gold. It'd be weird, but I could. And yeah, so that's pretty much the fundamentals, at least for damaging things. For gathering resources, we need to let's go to let's think about this. So all we're missing for gathering is this. So we just need another method. Called gather resources, which is resource interface. Just going to create the declaration. We're going to stop this. We don't need building anymore. We probably need the AI. So in here, we want to do the same concept. So we need to steal this. And instead of this, we want to do gather resource. And then when we come into here, the same thing here. Instead, we do resource get amount gather And then we want to do the equivalent of this, which is going to just be called gather. And it will do exactly the same premise as this. So we go I resource interface RI get amount greater than 0. Take resources, and that's it. You just shove this in together. And then this whole take resources thing will of course eventually be like we would say get the it'd be like get character dot I don't know, take resources, and then it would reduce the amount of the resource, then add it to themselves, and we would have something like, so we would resources add to worker, add resources to the worker, check if, hang on, I'm just gonna pseudocode this a bit. Check if worker can carry more resources slash take resources, add resources, move to drop off point, add resources to global supply. So if they can carry more resources, we take it, we add the resources to the worker. Otherwise, we move to the drop-off point, and then we add the resources back to the global supply. And this would be like we'd have a method for getting the overseer class, which we're playing as, that relates to the same team as the worker, and then just literally doing a add resource method. Where are we looking? In here, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, simple as that. We would literally perform this method inside the controller, not the AI, in here, and take them off of the remove the resources from the worker, and we're done. And just rinse, and then it would be move back to resource. That's a lot of really cool stuff sorted. Let's test this because we can. Because I think let me just add the declaration. Hang on, so we've got gather, we've got that, and in the controller here we need to do gather resources. We just need to do this. And this should actually function pretty well. Not convert. Oh, We need that. Yeah, I suppose we do. Let me just think about this real quick. It's gonna be an no, it's not resource interface. We just need to do the same thing with this. Actor. Something called get self. And then we do this with resource and animal. Ooh, that's not going to work. Let me figure this one out. Because we'll have two instances of get self on the animals, because they're both resources and everything else. Can we cast an interface to an actor? Hmm. Hmm. No, because that's too specific. Damn it. Okay, we'll just rename this for now. I think I'm gonna have to figure this one out. Because in animal is both a damageable interface because it inherits in character. So it's got yeah, which is. We'll see. I'll look into this because I think this realistically we just need their location. Okay, so this could actually be like a very simple get actor location. Oh, sorry, get just called it get location or something. But for now this will do. So our issue here is that we had this. Here we go. So dot get resource. Okay. We'll see what happens. It's a little messy. I need to figure out a better way to do this. In theory, if I close that and click on this, Okay, right, let's see what happens. So I'm going to select both of these, attack the building. And the building's taking damage. And if I select both of these, attack the animal, its current health is 0. And what we're very interested in is this resource amount. Okay, what's not working? Go into the controller. Ah, okay, that's my bad. Here we go. Right, so it's working now. I was clicking on the wrong things. Of course, all the actors look the same at the moment. And now it's performing the gather method. Which it isn't doing. Target answer is no. Oh, I know. I haven't implemented the method on here. So give me a sec. I need to do this on here. We're going to stop this. Start it again. It was returning null because it was going to the default implementation of this. Nope. Self undeclared. Turn this. Sorry, not self. We're not in Python at the moment. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Select these, right click on that. We're gonna go over and kill it. And just to check that this is working, go into the AI controller. We've got this, so wonderful. Now we're performing the take resources from the deer. So we should have a dead deer with no resources left. Yep, 0 food, 0 health. Done. It's a bit of a crappy approach, but it works. And I will figure out a better approach to doing it. Because it's a little awkward. I shouldn't have to return this. I'm not sure whether or not I can do something like... In fact, I could test that now. Where are we going? So instead of doing this, I wonder if I can do... Cast it to an actor. Think that will work? Then if we hit play, select these, right click, test building. Okay, maybe we can. Let me just undo some of that, not all of it. It could be automatically doing a conversion, which would be unfortunate. Let's comment this out. Comment that out. And then in character and building, we need to remove it as well. So we're going to not make it do this. And let's see if we can avoid doing that entirely. I've probably missed somewhere that's using it, but we'll see. I don't think so though. Excellent. That's the real power of having very, very basic code, is you can make significant changes, but everything still kind of functions. Right, let's see what happens. It still works. Okay, so you can cast an interface to an actor. They're providing the interface is a type of that actor. So an iResource interface can be casted to an A actor, is what I'm getting at. That's really useful. Very, very useful. Okay, I'll go and remove what I did in the other ones. If I close all but this, because on the resource interface, we then don't need that. We don't need that. And then we go into animal. We don't need that. And we don't need that. And then in the base AI, we can do exactly the same here. Close this, fire this up. That's friggin' awesome. That saves me a lot of headaches later. And it's probably the correct way of going about it. Where have I forgotten? Oh, I thought I did that one. So little code for something like this. I have also put the actual raw file, the code that I'm working on my GitHub publicly. It's in here somewhere. Let's just start it, which I'll actually put in chat in case anyone was curious. And anyone who's watching this is more than welcome to use what I'm doing. The whole purpose of this is just to learn how to do it. So that should stop moving once it's dead. And then they should gather resources. And if yep, it's out of food, it's out of health. And then if I do the same here, attack the building, look at the building health, Building health goes down. Absolutely fantastic. We have about, I don't know, 60% of a fully working RTS right now. The only things I need to work on are the buildings, using resources to produce units, which really isn't that far-fetched. That's actually realistically, the UIs might be the more complicated side of it, but it would be fun. And then you press a button. The button tells the controller to spawn a unit. Sorry, it tells the building to produce a unit. It takes the resources from us, and then when the unit is created, it just literally does a get world spawn actor whatever unit it is, and then puts it out into the world. And then all of this selection code that we've got working will still work. You know, we can select this, go and do that. Oh wait, let's make them gather this. I didn't even bother to check on the actual resources. So if we set this to excellent, yeah, then just go and gather the gold. And then if I inherit them, take them again. Oh, they're probably in range. Yeah, they were in range anyway. I think. Oh, I just hadn't, this didn't have any amount before. Look at that, just functions. Then we're going to get them to kill the deer again. Select the deer. And yeah, it's already dead with no food. And then we can't attack the building because it's dead. We just set that to a ridiculous value. Eject. It's interesting. Okay, the number was a bit weird, I guess. I don't know why. But there you go. A fully functioning-ish, at least combat and gathering system. I mean, it's not broken, it's just not complete, I suppose. Fully working would be the better way to put it. And yeah, so we would obviously make this gather and damage target set to a delay based on their gather rate, their fight, attack speed. This range would of course be based on the range of their weapons or tools. The gathering, they would reach the max quantity that they can carry and then automatically move to a supply point, at which point it goes into our supply, blah blah blah. But that's all really easy to achieve, because all we need to do is make a building, make buildings have a type, and the building type can be like I don't know, wood, what would you call it? It's like I don't know, wood supply, gold supply, food supply kind of stuff. I'd make it so buildings can have multiples as well, which would allow for like the town center to collect, wood, stone, gold, food, etc. And I'd also make it so the AI can be multiple types as well. So it's not just a combat type, it could be like a militia, so that you have workers that can still gather, but they have weapons and armor and stuff like that. But again, that's not too complicated to set up. So I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. Where else? This is anything that was a damageable. So we're going to go into here. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Character. Get rid of that. And that. We've got very neat and tidy code. You know, our characters are less than 100 lines, even our AIs less than 100. The controller for the player, don't know what happened there. Yeah, 300. It's fair enough. Oh, I forgot I even made these. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I think I'll call it there. I hope people enjoyed that one. I mean, that was pretty good progress, I think. I will maybe offline come up with some models or something. Maybe even delve into animation, God forbid. But yeah, so we've got I suppose just to showcase it again. So we can select our units, we can make them to attack the building, and then we can look at the building, and the building's health goes down. We can make them attack the deer, and then we look at the deer and its health went to 0 and it died, and then we can make it gather the food, and its food's now 0, and if I put a value in there, they carry on gathering, which is technically a bug, but it's whatever. They should like disassociate with the animal and try and gather another one. And then if I give this gold some amount, there it is, something ridiculous. We've already got them selected, which is something I need to work on as well. Actually, no, we would still technically have them selected at this point. There we go. And then gathering the gold. Simple as that. And then you just go back, make them attack the building. Make them go the gold. Make them gather the deer, the gold, attack the building, gold. Awesome. Right. We're good to go. I will come back with this another time, maybe tomorrow or something. But yeah, people are more than welcome to use the code, ask me questions. You know, I'm on Reddit quite often. Let me go to my Reddit. Can I go to like my own profile? I don't know if this works. I'll put my Reddit in here. You're more than welcome to message me about Unreal Engine C++ stuff, which is kind of the point of reason I'm doing all this. I frequently go on the Unreal Engine Reddit and answer people's questions and stuff. Try and help anyone out who's doing C++ issues, obviously providing that I actually know the answer or can figure it out. And yeah, there you have it. I'm just going to keep going on this until I stop finding reasons to do it. But I will see you guys around.